This meeting is being recorded.
Hari Om and welcome to all the divine Atmajotis to today's Bhagavad Gita learning. Today let us learn Shloka 7.7. So first let us learn how to chant the Shloka. Now I will be saying the Shloka word by word and Sohan will repeat. When Sohan is repeating, all of you also please repeat. Please sit with your hands in Namaste, back straight, eyes closed, and please repeat. Om mattaḥ parataram nānyat kiñchid asti dhanañjaya mayi sarvam idam protam sūtre maṇi-gaṇā iva. Now I will say line by line and the whole shloka, and those of you can please repeat after me. Okay. Mattaḥ parataram nānyat kiñchid asti dhanañjaya mayi sarvam idam protam sūtre maṇi-gaṇā iva. I'll repeat it once again. Mattaḥ parataram nānyat kiñchid asti dhanañjaya mayi sarvam idam protam sūtre maṇi-gaṇā iva. Would Sanvi like to read out the meaning?
Sure. There is nothing higher than myself, O Arjuna. Everything rests in me as beads strung on a thread.
Very nice. Thank you very much, Sohan. Thank you, Sanvi. So, we are right now learning shlokas from 7th chapter, Jnana, Vijnana, Yoga. What is that Sri Krishna wants us to learn? First of all, Sri Krishna wants you and me to learn about our own true nature. And he wants us to learn about the nature, the true nature of this world. He wants us to know the true nature of what we refer as the divine or the Paramatman. So towards that, Sri Krishna is teaching us many shlokas. In today's shloka, what is this? What is that he is trying to say? When you look at the meaning, it simply says, there is nothing higher than me. Everything else is in me. Just like how, if you have a particular, let's say a hara or your necklace, and how the necklace is, the beads in the necklace is strung together by a thread. So he's referring to himself like a thread. What is that Sri Krishna is meaning by this? To understand that, let us go through some simple experiments. Okay. So now, the first thing is, there is a short video that I want all of you to watch. After that, I have some questions for all of you. All right?
Mr. Mehmet had always cared for his garden as his most precious asset, watering his flowers and talking to them. That morning, he was baffled to see his garden getting ravaged by the cats. What would have those cats been doing in his garden? First, he tried to shoo them off, but immediately after turning back to home, he saw other cats breaking in. He began to think about a plan to banish the cats. He thought about buying a dog. That would work, but it would mean that the dog might ravage his garden. Eventually, he decided to buy a toy dog, making a constant barking sound. This might scare the cats off. Next morning, Mr. Mehmet woke up with a huge headache from the barking sound, and he saw his garden ravaged again. There had to be some other reason behind that. A specific thing attracting the attention of the cats. Only then he asked the important question, why? Why do the cats invade my garden? Yes, rats. It had to be the rats, drawing the attention of the cats. Upon carefully investigating his garden, he got the specific tracks he was looking for. Rats had infested his garden indeed. He immediately went out to buy some rat traps. In theory, he would get rid of the cats when he banished the rats from his garden. But city rats were already used to these kinds of traps and somehow managed to avoid them. Mr. Mehmet then asked that vibrant question again. Why? Why do those rats invade my garden? Voila! It definitely should be the cheese. Every morning he would serve his mother cheese and a glass of milk on a breakfast tray. Mr. Mehmet decided to observe his mother. He found out that his mother threw the cheese away in the garden every morning. The rats must have smelt the cheese. This time he directed the important question to his mother. Why? Why do you throw the cheese away? His mother said she didn't enjoy the smell of the cheese, but she didn't want to hurt his feelings, and she just threw the cheese away rather than saying she didn't like it. Right after hearing that, Mr. Mehmet changed the cheese brand that he'd been buying. Once he'd done this, his mother began to eat the new cheese instead of throwing it away. Sometime later, the rats stopped appearing in the garden, and with the absence of the rats, the cats ceased to enter the garden. Eventually, Mr. Mehmet had resolved the problem of his garden getting ravaged by the cats just by changing the brand of cheese he bought.
Very nice. So before I ask my questions, does anyone have any question about what you saw? Anything that you would like to ask to understand further? Sohan?
I just want to say my understanding.
Yeah, I'll come to that. But are there any questions, anyone?
No, I think no.
Yeah, I have one.
Yes, Akshat, go ahead, please.
When he bought a toy dog, weren't the cats scared?
So that's what he heard, no? In the night, because it was constantly barking, he had a headache. And what happens is something that is constantly simply barking without any kind of a movement, animals also figure out that it is just a make-believe. That's what happens.
Okay.
Any other question, anyone? Okay.
No.
If there are no other questions, then I would love to
Mr. Mehmet had
each one of your understanding about what do you think are the main lessons from this short video that you saw. Let's begin from Sohan.
Understanding if because of the cheese, the rat got attracted because he was buying the brand which his mother didn't like, and she was crying out. Because of this, the rat got attracted. Then the cats got attracted to the rat. That's why the cats were roaming in the garden and trying to damage. When he
Correct.
saw, he asked her mother, "Why are you throwing the cheese?" Then he understood that her mother didn't like that cheese brand. She wants a different cheese brand. So she only changed the cheese. He only changed the cheese brand, and the problem was solved. That's it.
Very good. That's a short summary of what you saw. My question is, what is the lesson for you from what you saw?
Because of growing that cheese, the flower garden was damaged because the rat got attracted and the cat got attracted.
Okay, all right. Wonderful. Thank you very much, Sohan. Let's listen to what Grihit has to say. Please unmute and speak.
Because of the toy dog, his head got a headache and he couldn't sleep the whole night.
Okay, that's the lesson you got.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. What about Snigdha? What is the lesson for Snigdha from this video?
What I think is that when there's a situation, like a really tough situation to solve, you should always like investigate further in that situation. You just not assume something. Like how the man just thought. First, he just assumed in the first, but then slowly he realized that whatever he used to do never worked. So that's why he's decided to investigate it further. So like that, if any tough situation is there, you have to always investigate further instead of assuming things.
Excellent. Very nice. So whenever there is a situation, and if I want to understand why the situation is like this, I have to investigate. Very nice insight. Anything else, Amma?
No, Ji.
Very good. Thank you very much, Snigdha. Kripalini, what is your understanding?
My understanding is that you have to not jump into conclusions before you know what's the problem.
Excellent. Don't jump into conclusion without understanding and investigating. Wow, very nice. Thank you.
Yes.
What is the insight from Akshat?
I understood that when we have a critical situation, we should think why and we should try to solve it. We should not sit and think about it and cry or.
So don't sit.
I was about to say cry only, Akshat.
Okay. All right. Very nice. So don't simply sit and cry, but investigate. That way you can solve. Very nice. Anything more?
No.
Very good. Thank you, Akshat. What about Kritika? What did Kritika get from the story?
I would say that instead of if there's a problem, then thinking why has this happened to me? What have I done? And all thinking like that. Instead, if you find a solution to it, then it's much better.
Wow. Very nice. Very nice. And what is Sanvi's insight?
Yeah, I understood that before coming to some conclusion, we need to find the root cause of what is causing the problem. If you find the root cause of it, then you can easily find the solutions for the other minor problems.
Wow. Very nice. You know what Sri Krishna would have told each one of you? You know what he would say to each one of you? He would say, first of all, bow down. Why? Because all of you are the ones who are discovering the truth. This is exactly how Sri Krishna also would have discovered the truth. A being who is peaceful, who is realized, always looks at the situation and figures out what is that I want and what is the cause of that, right? So now, what are the main lessons? One, the very first main lesson, which you already have brought out, but I'm just summarizing it in some ways. There is always a cause behind any effect. So in this story, the effect the gardener was seeing is flowers were getting destroyed. And what is the fundamental cause? The cheese, the brand of the cheese. But immediately, what is the cause he was thinking? Cat. Like that. There is a cause behind any effect. The second insight, which you all already mentioned, is what is appearing in the first instance may not be the actual cause. He first thought cat is the cause of his flowers getting destroyed. Then he thought maybe it's the rat. Then only he later went into analysis and figured out, right? So there is always a chain of causes. There may be some cause which is dependent on another cause. Then what he figured out is the brand of the cheese. So in this, what we can observe is the root cause. Once when you address the root cause, all other effects are naturally removed. Once when he figured out what is the right brand of cheese that his mother likes, then subsequently all other problems got resolved. So this particular way is actually called as 5 whys. Okay. So in any situation, you can ask, it's not alone why in some cases, it can be what, where, how, these kind of simple questions. And when you keep asking these questions to find out the root cause, you will be able to arrive at a very simple and meaningful solution. So that is the teaching from this particular story. And that is exactly what Sri Krishna is also doing. Instead of what is the beginning point of Bhagavad Gita? Arjuna was scared, angry, upset, tense. And instead of saying, don't be angry, don't be upset, he started giving him some knowledge. And that knowledge would remove the fundamental or the root cause of the anxiety or the root cause of the tension for Arjuna. That's the same technique that we saw here. Okay. So now, what is the connection of this to our today's shloka? So that's the next step that I want to take. But before I take that step, Snigdha has a question.
Yeah, not a question, like I just want to add something
Yes, Sama.
related to this, like the video. So also, like if anything happens, it always happens for a reason. It's not like no reasons the cat will come, no reasons the rats will come. They all everything happens for a reason. So you should not always think that they're just simply coming. They're just simply coming. You should always think more. Like they're you have to always think, yes, they're coming for a reason. They can't just be coming like that, because cats are not interested in plants. They have a reason why they're coming. They can't come for no reason. That's why everything happens for a reason.
All right. Wonderful. Very nice. So now that we've gathered the main lesson from the story, now let us go to how this is related to our today's shloka. Okay. So now I'm going to give you all a situation. Okay. There is some teacher and the teacher is about to write something on the board. And the teacher cleans the board, first of all, right? In order to write something new, whatever is there has to be erased, is it not? So now the teacher has erased. And the teacher writes something. And that is what you're seeing. So now I have an important question. Okay, so I want all of you to think about the question that I'm going to ask now. And I want each one of you to answer. And the question is, what do you think made this teacher write this sentence only? So the teacher now has written on the board, the secret, right? The question is, what made this teacher write this only? That is the question for all of you. All of you are like now Sri Krishna, Sherlock Holmes. Okay, so you are the scientist. So I want you to give me your insight, your answer. What made the teacher write this? Who wants to go first? Who wants to give me your answer first? Okay, Snigdha. Let's begin with Snigdha.
She maybe she wanted to play some sort of game, or like as I said, there's always a reason for something. So maybe she wanted to play some sort of game, or maybe she just wrote that because she wanted. Maybe that was some chapter name, and so she wanted to teach that, and maybe that's why she wrote the heading as the secret.
All right, wonderful. Grihit, what is your view?
Maybe the chapter name was The Secret.
Maybe the chapter name was secret. Okay, very nice. Yes, Akshat.
I think that mostly she wanted to convey some secret game like maṇi-gaṇā.
Secret game like maṇi-gaṇā. Okay, very nice. Kritika, what do you think?
I think that she wants to say, like the heading of a story of a chapter might be the secret. So as the heading, she has written the secret.
All right, wonderful. Sanvi, you have any answer?
The same thing which Kritika told.
Which Kritika said. Okay, Kripalini?
I don't know.
You don't know.
It
Okay.
might be like a chapter's name, like
Maybe chapters. Okay. Very nice. Like that, now all of you started going into why the teacher wrote what she wrote, is it not? You all were like that farmer now. Why? Why is she writing? What made this teacher write this? So you started thinking of different reasons that could be there. Now, unless we go and ask the teacher, you and I may not know why she did what she did. That is not important. What is important is the connection to the understanding the root cause, right? So now let us take the next step, which is what Sri Krishna is teaching you and me through this shloka, which is cause of all causes. What is that Sri Krishna is teaching? So now, by connecting it to the situation that I gave you just now, let us understand this. So there'll be short questions coming now. I want you to raise your hand if you want to answer, and the first person gets a chance to answer. Okay. So, what is writing? The teacher was writing. No, what is writing really? Yes, Snigdha.
Writing is when you take.
I want a short one-word answer. Short one or two-word answer. What is writing?
So I should only answer in one word.
Either one word or two words. What is writing? Okay, all right.
With a pen.
Huh?
With a pen.
No, that is the instrument through which you write. But what is writing?
Something you do.
Something you do. Okay, very good. It is nothing but an action, is it not? So you write is an action, correct?
Yes, Chief.
Okay, all right. Now, the next question comes. Yeah? What causes action? Yes, Akshat.
Our thought causes action.
Very nice. It is the thought in the mind that causes the action, is it not? So the teacher was writing. Why she is writing? That we all thought of different reasons. But what is writing itself? That is an action. And what causes that action? So now, for example, the first letter she has to write is the, right? The first letter she wants to write is T. Now, the thought of the T causes her hand to move in that way, and that is written. So in that way, what is the cause of the action? Thought is the cause of the action. Correct? Okay, very nice. Now comes the next question. Where is the action happening? Where is the action happening? Sohan? You have to unmute and answer.
The action is happening in the class.
In the class. Okay. Any other answer?
And one more also.
Ah,
And the children are seeing of that action.
that's okay. That's a separate thing. But okay. Akshat, what is your answer?
The action is happening in the body.
Correct. Because if you really think about it, that person, the teacher, is writing, no? And the person's hand is moving. So it is through that body that the action is happening. Correct? Now comes the next question. Where is the thought happening? Where thought happens? Where thought
I want
happens?
to answer.
Wait. Sanvi, please tell Mama.
In the mind.
In the mind. Excellent. Because if you think about it, in the body, the action is happening. And it is happening because of the thought. And where the thought itself is happening, it is happening in the mind.
In the mind.
So therefore, the body is dependent on the mind. Or in other words, whatever change that you notice in the body is caused by the changes that are happening in the mind. Correct? Very good. Now comes the last and the most important question, which is, what is the power behind all this? That is, there is action happening and there is thought happening, right? Action is in the body and thought is in the mind. Now, what is making all of this happen? The action in the body and the thought in the mind. What is the power behind all this? Yes, Grihit.
I think it is bones.
It is
Bones.
bones.
Yes.
You mean B-O-N-E-S, bones.
Yes.
But where are bones in the mind?
He's
What is-
telling about the skull, I think.
That's okay.
The skull protects our brain. That is
Correct. Yeah. But Grihit, my question is, see, right now thinking is happening. No, some thoughts are happening in the mind. The mind, does it have any bones?
No.
So the question is therefore, what is the power behind all this? So think of another situation. Okay, so for example, I say, look, there is a fan that is rotating. Now, fan rotating is like an action, correct?
Yes.
But what is making the fan rotate?
The electricity.
Like that. Now my question is, what is the power behind the action in the body and the thinking in the mind?
It is buddhi.
It is buddhi. Okay. Any other answers? Akshat?
The inner consciousness.
Inner consciousness. Very nice. Sanvi, your answer? Is not Sanvi?
Awareness.
Awareness. Very nice. Snigdha, your answer?
Not sure.
Not sure. Kripalini?
Is it Atma?
Is Atma. That is your answer. Okay. Kritika, your answer?
Not sure, Ji.
Not sure. Okay. Very good. No problem. Now let us see. The power behind all this is awareness. How? So the body functions by the thinking that is happening in the mind. But what is making the thinking itself happen? What is the power that is enabling? If let's say, for example, if I ask you, how many fingers am I holding right now upright? You have to answer. How did you answer? Because you saw through your eyes, you heard the question through your ears, that went into your mind. But if there was no awareness, if there was no consciousness, or if you did not think that I know, that knowingness, if that was not there, you wouldn't have been able to answer. Is it not? The mind may have information, but if that mind is not powered by the awareness, then how can the mind know? So, that is what Sri Krishna is pointing to you and me through this shloka. That whatever is happening at the body level is because of the mind. However, mind itself is powered by awareness, much like how electricity powers a fridge or a fan or a laptop. So the electricity itself cannot be seen, but it is because of the presence of the electricity that that instrument operates. Like that, it is the presence or the awareness that makes the body and the mind function. And this awareness is the one which is like holding everything. As an example, if I show you one of your childhood photo, and if I show you one of your recent photo, and if I ask you, whose photo is this? You will say, my photo. But if I take the same two photos to some other people who don't know you, and if I give them these two photos, they may or may not even recognize that it is the same person. Why? Because when they look at the photo, they see totally different face, different nose, different eyes. The baby photo is different from a grown-up photo, right? So they may not really recognize. But you are able to recognize that it is me only. How? Because you are that awareness which is not changing with the body. You are like that electricity, that divine light that is constantly there, which is illuminating all these changes that are happening at the body and the mind level. That is what Sri Krishna is teaching you and me in this shloka. He is saying, there is nothing higher than myself. What does he mean? That it is the awareness, the divine awareness. And that one we give different names. What we call as Atman, what we call as inner consciousness, what we call as awareness, Paramatman, all are different names to the same. That awareness, that divine awareness, there is nothing beyond that. And everything else, all the changes in your life are like the beads. And they are all woven together. They are all strung together by this thread called as your awareness. You, because of you, all your situations of life are like the beads coming and going. This is what Sri Krishna is teaching us through this shloka. Hari Om. Are there any questions by anyone? First of all, if there are any questions, please raise your hand. Those who have any questions, please raise your hand first.
No questions.
Okay, if there are no questions, I would love to listen to each one of you and what you understood. So let's...
Guruji, actually, I want to repeat the ending phrase, so I raise my hands by repeating.
All right. So when your chance is given, you can tell Sohan.
Okay.
So I would like to now listen to each one of you. All right. Let's begin from what Akshat understood first.
All the functions happening in our body, mind, and intellect is because of that one thing, the awareness or Brahman or Krishna or the thread. Something that we call it as that is the main thing which is making us function.
Very nice. Anything else that you would like to say?
Yeah, we should.
Thank you very much. Yes, Snigdha, what is that you understood?
What I understood in the shloka is that so basically when some situation happens, and let's say if it's a very tough situation and like somebody really needs to investigate. Now, let's say a case happened or someone stole something, there must be a reason why he stole it, right? And like maybe he stole it because it was a really valuable thing and it was actually meant for him. Or maybe that thing was not what he thought it was. So that is one thing I understood. And the other thing I understood is that whatever we do has awareness. So like you said, if we show show a childhood photo and our like photo right now, we can understand that yes, it's us. But if we show it to an unknown person, they won't understand like who if it's the same person or if it's different person. So like that, on if any situation is there, there will be a reason behind it, and if a situation happens, you have to always investigate further instead assuming that this happened. That's why I'm going to do this. Like how first the gardener did. First he just assumed yes, the cats are coming. But then he started realizing, he started thinking, instead of asking himself, why is this happening? Instead of thinking more, yes, the rats are doing it.
And
Then he
what do you think, Snigdha, is the connection between that story and today's shloka?
It's like as Krishna says, there is nothing higher than myself, O Arjuna. Everything rests in me as beads strung on a thread. So I didn't really understand that part. Like,
okay, all right. Let's listen to your friends and see if your answer comes up. All right.
okay.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Snigdha. Sohan, what is your understanding?
My understanding is the first point is what Snehita told, and the second point is we should not think that we cannot beat them. We have to try. So Shri Krishna is telling that as like the beads, everyone grow and they will die and again. That is like my beads. So do not be afraid and fight. Don't be afraid at all. That's it, I understood.
Okay, very nice. Thank you very much, Sohan. What is Grihit's understanding?
My understanding is if you think negative, negative will only happen. But if we think positive, positive will happen. Because when we think good things, the good things will come back to us if we do it to someone. If we do bad things to others, the same thing will come back to us.
Okay, and how did you get that insight from whatever the story and then the explanation that was given?
I understood of like telling the story, I understood.
All right. Okay. Thank you, Grihit. Kripalini, what is your understanding? Okay, so there seems to be some background noise for Kripalini.
Sorry.
That's okay. Yeah. What would you like to share, Kripalini?
I understood that there's nothing higher than Krishna, and he like balances everything.
Very nice.
In the second part, everything rests in me as beads strung on a thread. So he balances everything.
Very nice.
That's all I think.
And how is that Krishna, which is nothing higher than him, in you? How is can you recognize him in you?
No, Guruji.
Okay, so did we discuss about that today at all?
We
Did we
did.
point out that?
We did. We did.
We did? How? So what did we point at? What is the highest in you?
Like the best we do.
No, that is correct. But what is the highest? We at the end we did an exercise of what causes what, right? What is the highest in you? We came to the understanding.
It is
Wait, Snigdha.
it is on the tip of my tongue, but I don't.
Okay. To help
Mr.
you,
Mem.
I'll bring that slide. So this was the last question that we asked.
Yes, Guruji.
And what was the answer for this question?
It is on the tip of my tongue.
Okay, all right. Anyway, please keep that question. Let's listen to Sanvi and then we'll come back.
Okay.
Sanvi, what is your answer, Amma? What is your viewpoint of what you understood from today's shloka? Are you there, Sanvi?
Yes, sorry.
Yeah.
I understood that we should always first think about what is causing the main problem, what is causing the smaller problems. Well, first we should ask why, and then we should find out. And then after finding out, you will easily find the solutions for the smaller problems, and you will find that it's not as important as the main problem.
Very nice. That's the first understanding you have. And how is it connected to today's shloka, you think?
And I understood that if the main problem, the main problem is the most important one. So if the main problem is not there, the smaller problems would also not be there. So I understood that in this, Krishna is the main person and we are all the smaller people. So if Krishna is not there, even we won't be existing.
Very nice. So that's how you're connecting. And how is that Krishna present in you? How is he present in you? Is he present in you as your eyes and nose? And what is he saying through this shloka?
He's saying that he's the thread which holds all the beads together, and he's the thread and we are all the people are the beads.
Correct. That is correct. But how is he available in you?
In our heart.
In your heart. Very nice. Wonderful. Snigdha?
Guruji, I just want to add something extra. Actually, Krishna is present in our total body.
Correct.
Heart is a part of the body heart is the organ which is in our body. Organs is equal to is a body.
Yeah. Snigdha?
I wanted to answer what you told Sami and also answer the question you asked to Kripalini. Can I tell?
Yeah.
So Krishna is present in our awareness. I think, I'm not sure. And
the awareness in you is nothing but Krishna only. So Krishna is referring to, see, it is the awareness that is helping you to function. It is the one which is powering everything, is it not?
Yes, Chief.
And Krishna is saying there is nothing higher than myself. In you, Krishna is present as your inner awareness, your inner consciousness, the one which helps you to know. to be aware.
Yeah, and I also got my question cleared when Sanvi told that how it's related to the shloka is like Krishna is one of the highest people, like he is the one like in the highest position in the sense.
And we generally have a tendency to think of him as a person because we keep seeing the photo, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is only to initially understand, but it is not really a person. Awareness has no particular shape like a Krishna picture that you're seeing here. As you close your eyes and look at, okay, what is awareness? Because it is in the awareness you're seeing your body, so it cannot be a body part.
Yeah, honestly, not only Krishna, even all the other gods, they just come and they just people just show in photos, but then actually not like that. They're in your awareness, all the types of gods.
All are different powers of you, powers of the divine consciousness.
They just
Different
want
powers
to,
are shown to you through different forms of the God.
they just want to make it clear to you. So that's why they showed in a form of God. It's not
Correct.
like they were not real or anything, but they were. But the thing is that they are like one power in you, in every single human.
Yeah.
And also, I want to answer Kripalini's what you asked Kripalini. The answer is the main thing in which is going on in our body is the awareness.
It is not just in the body. It is the one which is helping your body and mind function. It is in the awareness that everything else is seen.
Oh, okay, Ji.
Very nice. So are there any other questions, anyone? Are any other points anybody wants to make? Akshat?
I don't know.
Yeah. Let others say Sohan. Yeah. Akshat, is there anything more that you would like to add?
No, Ji.
All right. Thank you all. Thank you very much. Hari Om.